What's going on, guys? Chris here. Real quick update. Got the Mustang obviously up and running, which is nice. So now I'd actually can drive it around. And so we got the new motor in it. The mileage on it now is 420,096. We got a couple miles on this motor. I've driven it around a little bit just to try and get it broken in and everything. But as you might be able to see out the back there, it is snowing like crazy right now. So it is not Mustang weather. So a couple more things I need to do to this thing. Let's see here. Just put in a new T5 transmission. Just put in a new motor. Getting the suspension all dialed in. Oh, that's right. I got to take everything back apart. So, drove this thing around a little bit. Started noticing the clutch got real grabby. And then realized that I was getting some leaks in my garage. And found out that the brand new motor that I just put in, the rear main seal is leaking on it already. So the rear main seal is leaking. It's getting onto the flywheel. It's getting onto my clutch and making it to where this thing isn't drivable. So all of the work that I just did has to all be undone. So I can get this motor out. I'm going to see if I can't just try and fix it up from underneath, which is kind of a pain in the butt. But I got some ramps that might be able to do that. Also got some new seats for it. These aren't the new ones. These are the old ones. I got some Fox seats. I'm going to go ahead and use the TMI upholstery and new foam. Everything, not put the headrests in them, but just something that's a little bit more of a bucket. These seats are, I mean, they're not uncomfortable, but they're 1960s style. I'd like something that's got a little bit more bolstering to it as well, because I think I'm probably going to start doing, some more suspension work to make this thing to where it will actually handle. So, all in all, though, love the fact that this thing is now, a 5.0. It's got a trick flow stage 2 cam, as they call it. I think it's 512 lift to 50 thousandths. Duration is pretty mild, actually. So, I mean, it's, 217 degrees or so. The biggest thing, though, is the fact that I need something the car now actually brakes, which is awesome. So the new motor produces enough vacuum for that to actually work. But I need something that's going to be able to handle a little bit better. And I'm noticing that up in the front, I was going to put in an export brace, and the towers themselves are kind of too close together, which means that the entire front end is kind of sucked in a little bit. Not uncommon for a 50-year-old car, especially with this cheapest sheet metal that they use these things to build with. So I'm going to try and start taking the front apart, I think, start looking around. I'm looking at probably the AGE front suspension for this thing. Basically what that does is it modernizes it to a McPherson strut style, which is a little bit, it's basically your SN95 or Fox style, it's just suspension up front. But that way I can go ahead and use those. I mean, it's not going to be, full-blown race pro touring type style, but at least it'll get rid of all the slop out of this steering wheel, because this is ridiculous. This is doing nothing to the wheels up front. And when you're driving down the road, it's definitely, you notice it. So I'll go ahead and fix that. Also, a couple other little things. I did get the one-piece headliner in, which I'm really happy about. This thing, it adds a lot more headroom. I didn't realize how much headroom it had actually ended up adding. But by, getting rid of that pillowy, drapey crap that comes down, I think it looks pretty good too. So it's got these nice little notches where the visors go. It's all molded. Nice black vinyl. So the other big thing I got to do is this dash. As you can see, obviously this used to be a brown car with a brown dash. So now I've got the new one sitting right there, new dash pad from CJ Pony Parts. We'll go ahead and put that in and, hopefully make that look a little bit better. Other than that, once I get the seats in and once I get that dash in, I think I'm pretty well done with the interior. Exterior, it's a classic blue car. I'm going to drop it down. We're going to be probably doing, if we don't go with the AGE front suspension immediately, I'm at least going to do an Arnie drop up front, or a Shelby drop as some people call it. And then for the rear, I think I'm probably just going to go with some Coney shocks. I've got some pretty saggy springs already, which actually works out perfectly because I was going to lower the car anyways. So if I lower the entire, right now it's got those 70s like air shocks in the back that you could fill up with a like a bicycle pump basically nozzle, and they're not real great. They don't handle for shit. And I realized real quickly when I stomped on this thing the first time, the back end started bouncing back and forth, and it was like just driving down the road doing this as I was hopping off the ground. So not exactly a fast car from a takeoff standpoint when you can't actually put any of the traction down. So that definitely needs to get addressed. I think some better shocks will help do that, and the lowered stance I think will be nice. But all in all, still super happy with the entire project. You know, aside from the rear main seal, this entire thing's been going pretty well. So hope you guys enjoyed the video, and